And hey, welcome everyone, and good morning and good afternoon, or I don't know where the other folks are. I know many of you guys are in this area, but irrespective of where you are, some of you I know, some of you maybe I don't know. For those whom I don't know, I'm Mukesh Mahajan, and I am from Philadelphia area. And just a bit of introduction on my end. If we have never met before, I'm a leadership expert, certified and licensed by the John Maxwell team, which we call now the Maxwell Leadership Team, the largest leadership development organization in the world. We are in 170 countries, and when I say largest, it's around 40,000 or 45, maybe. I'm hearing that number is picking up for around 45,000 of the coaches, trainers across the globe. And, I work with individuals and organizations on behalf of John Maxwell and equip them with the resources from the Maxwell leadership team in the area of personal, professional, and leadership growth to which people and organizations otherwise don't have access. I'm a scientist by training, and you must be wondering what the heck you're doing here. I'm a scientist. When I say this is out of my passion and calling, and really love adding value to people, as I believe that there are three phases in everyone's life. One is the learn it, the second is live it, and the third one is lead it. And I think learning goes throughout the life. I'm a lifelong learner, still learning and living it, what I have learned. But in this phase of my life, I've also kind of made an effort to lead it. When I say lead it, means helping others to equip in the areas which can be really instrumental when learned and applied, i.e., for personal, professional, and leadership growth. Obviously, I was born in India, so just like all of us. But we are from India, Amritsar from Punjab, being also Punjabi, obviously Punjabi Chamber of Commerce. And thanks, Surinder, for organizing this on behalf of Punjabi Chamber of Commerce, this chapter. And when people ask me, what do you do? I mean, as a part of this, I tell them I do five things and in five areas. What are the five things, first of all? I coach, I train, I speak, I play leadership game, which is what we're going to do. That's number four. And last is I assess human behavior. And what are the five areas? The five areas are, we call it CLEAR, CLEAR. C stands for communication, L stands for leading or leadership, E stands for equipping others, A stands for attitude, and R stands for relationship. So what I believe is these are the things, nobody, at least when I was growing, they were not taught in the school, be it my grad school, undergrad school. I was like, passionate about learning it. Nowadays, I see kind of, at least here in this country, people do learn all this. But we were not, at least I was not fortunate enough to learn this when I was growing up in school. I learned it because, uh, it was my passion. I mean, you see the bookshelf, my first book is from 1993 when I was in 10th grade. And that's most ripped book, actually. This is the most ripped book I have, which is The Power of Positive Thinking. Some of you guys may have heard. So this is from 1993. So this is now third decade, third decade or 30th century celebration, some point of time. I don't know which month, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, this is where we are. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my screen here again to go over the instructions. And then we will start playing. And after we go over the instructions, which are very straightforward, but it will still, I think it's important to share those. And I'll be talking about or guiding you guys as we move along as well. So, all right, let me share my screen. And are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah.
PowerPoint presentation? Yeah?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So what are we going to do? We're going to learn from the Maxwell bestseller. John Maxwell, if you have not heard about him, he has written, as I mentioned, 100 plus books, and he has a leadership experience of around 50 plus years. So the books and the, here, the best sellers we're going to learn are listed here. You don't need to go through this books, but I thought it would be useful to highlight this here. And there are three ways we can play this game. And you saw that video, other than Dinesh, who kind of popped up after the video was over. One is really going in person. Everything is set up in a room before even anybody of you guys or the participant or attendees would come in. Everything would be there, the cards and dice and everything. All participants have to do is just show up there. That's one way of playing the leadership game in person. Second is online platform, using our online platform. And there are limitations with this platform. Number one is this is max of 12 people we can play. And the other thing, as you probably would notice, I have this 12 people listed here from the names I was provided, and there were around 18 people who registered. And many a times, people will not show up if, or life happens for at the last minute with everyone. But this is that platform we use with the corporate clients where they know that these are the 6 people, these are 10 people. I will set up the game electronically via our online platform before even we start. So like in this case, these names are here, but we will not use this platform today because we don't have the time during the game to set it up again with the number of people. Third way is playing a game electronically, but playing it via Zoom. So this is the way we will be playing today. So the picture you see here, this is literally the picture right now on the right-hand side on my desk here. The game is set up like this. As I speak, all these cards and everything, which I'll explain as we go along. We have a dice here and the timer and all. So what do you need to play the game? I said there are 3 things. No matter which way we use, 3 things. Number one, as we speak, go ahead and find out your postage slips or whatever the cards or any page you want to write. I need 5 pages or 5 postage slips. I want each one of you to grab those as I speak, and a pen. You would need that. Those 2 things you need. And the third thing, irrespective of, these 2 things will be provided as well if we play in person. What do you need? The third thing, irrespective of how we play, your enthusiasm as we kind of play this one. So keep that enthusiasm as we play this game. No multitasking, hopefully, no texting or email checking during this next hour. And here are a few instructions. I'm going to quickly go here as well, but as we kind of go along, I will explain it further. So 5 cards. I have this pair cards in front of me. Where if you have already taken your postage slips, what I would like you to do is on page 1 or postage slip 1, write down pair card number 1, and under that, write down 2 points. And then on the second postage slip, do the same thing, but that's a pair card number 2. So that's the actual card I have with me, if you guys can see that. 2 pair cards you have, each is 2 points worth. And then on the third postage slip, I would like you to write this silent time card, silent time. And it does not have any points associated with this, but you can use this card to silence the player of your choice for 3 minutes. You know what? This is fun part. It's not really kind of asking somebody to shut up, but I hardly use this card. But this is more to help someone to process the answer. And when I play it with youth, they kind of they love it. They want to silent everybody in that. So write down silent card here. And then on the 4th card, write down I agree. And on the 5th card, write down I disagree. And I'll explain all that, how we're going to use this. Is it making sense? And I'm hoping that everybody is able to write down this. So on top of that, what all we have? I have 6 different types of cards sitting in front of me. I have organization card, if you guys can see that. I have leader's card, and all those cards, which I won't go into detail. When we play, you will find out what it is. Sorry. I also have facilitator cards, and I will explain what it means. It's more of my way to give points to you guys or to the attendees based on the answers I'm hearing. And I also have a physical dice sitting in front of me, and I have a timer sitting in front of me as well. And how to earn points? You must be asking yourself that it's a game. That we need to earn the points. So as I said, I have facilitator cards. This is the card only I have. You would not have it. I will give it to the person, and that will be worth of 1 point. So you will need to note down your points if I'm giving it to you. As I said, you all have pair cards, 2 pair cards, and this is the card you can give to the people who are playing the game based, when you like the response. And the thing about pair card is you want to use those by the end the game finishes. Why? Because if you don't use it, say for example, you earn 10 points and you did not use any one of your pair cards. So those are 4 point worth. You will have to deduct 4 points. If you only used one, so you will deduce only 2 points. So if you gave it to someone, then you will not deduct any point. And then finally, there is a gold card here, and that's a card, which we will be playing towards the end to give it to all the participants. So yeah, and that's pretty much it in terms of the instructions. All we're going to do is we're going to roll the dice. Since we are playing it Zoom, I will roll the dice, and a person will be picked up in the sequential order. So that person will read the instruction from the card. I will share the card via Zoom, or I can read it, and we'll just follow the instructions and track points. And that is pretty much it in terms of instructions. I'm going to stop sharing so that we can see all of us here. Are we good with the instructions?
I have a question. For the peer card, when do we show a peer card and who gets the points?
Great question. So as the discussion happens, what will happen is, hey, Dinesh did a great job, and I really liked his answer. You can take your card however way you wrote it, whether posted, hey, I want to give this peer card to Dinesh. And Dinesh, whatever points he has, Dinesh would have 2 points added because you gave the peer card to him. Did it answer your question, Surinder?
Yes, and can I use the peer card multiple times or just once?
2 times. You have 2 times.
Oh, only 2
chances.
Cards. Okay.
You only have two shots to use it, and that's why on 2 posted slips you wrote.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, so any other question on the instructions before we start playing? Are we good? Perfect. So here you go. The game is getting on. Are you ready? Are you ready or not? Perfect. You can come off mute as well. I mean, I love participant staying out of mute so that it's more of an increased engagement. So unless somebody's yelling at you on the back end, or my kids gets up in the morning, hey, where is my breakfast? So they know that the game is happening. They will not come to the office here anywhere. But yeah, you feel free to come off the mute. So here you go. What I'm going to do here is, I think since we have a very small group, which is a blessing as well, what you guys can do, if it's easy or quick enough for you, in your name, write down 1, 2, 3 against. Suninder is number 1. Let's on the order I'm seeing so that I know who's going to roll the dice. Suninder, if you in your Zoom window, if you can write down 1, or if you guys cannot remember it in your head, Monica is going to be number 2, Dinesh is going to be number 3, Girish is going to be number 4, Aisha is going to be number 5, and Paul is going to be number 6. This is how people are showing up on my screen right now, but they keep on moving around, right? If you kind of turn off the camera or come back again, that order would shift. Perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. Like Dinesh put number 3, Aisha put number 5 on their name. It's a right click, right? If you right click on your thing, and it will help you put the number. So Surinder is number 1. I see that as well. All right. So while you guys are doing this, I'm going to start using this now. All right. I'm going to roll the dice. Surinder, I'm rolling it on your behalf because we are playing via Zoom, right?
Okay.
Otherwise, you will be rolling it by yourself if I was sitting in your office.
Okay.
All right. So what I got the leader card here. You see this one? It's the leader card. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this leader card here. You see this leader card? And on the back side, there are some instructions here.
Okay.
Can you read? If you can't read, if you see here on the top here,
Why don't you read it for us?
Okay, yeah. So what it says is, first of all, it's a sticky note card. It's a sticky note card, and it says use your sticky notepad to record your answer to the following question or the statement. Now you guys have the sticky note. What I would like to, and it says that it is from the 15 Laws of Growth book, and it is the law of design. It is about the law of design, and it says that to maximize growth, develop strategies. To maximize growth, develop strategies. And it says that life is very simple, but keeping it that way is very, very difficult. So now the question to you guys is, what do you do intentionally to prioritize your daily activities? What do you do intentionally to prioritize your daily activities? And I'm going to give you guys this 1 minute. I'm going to start this timer to write down your answer. It's a sticky note card. Everybody write their answer. We'll pick up a couple of people to share their answers to this one. And the timer is on. Again, as you write it, what do you do intentionally to prioritize your daily activities? All right, 10 seconds remaining. I'm looking at the sand. But if any one of you guys is done, feel free to raise your hand and if you would like to share. All right, go ahead, Surinder.
Okay, so I don't know if I understood, but I'm going to try to just, what I do to prioritize my time is, first of all, I check my calendar the first thing in the morning to see what are the meetings, events that I have that day. The other thing I do is definitely list the to-do things that are the top priority. I list them down in the morning, and I make sure that I cover most of it. And then the morning time, I usually keep like from 8 to, I prioritize the time that is the most creative for me to do tasks which need creative thought process. And all the meetings and the chat or meeting people, I keep it near to the lunchtime, because that is the time when my energy gets low and I cannot concentrate anymore. And the last thing that I do that I've written down is that make sure I take short breaks, because when I don't take a break and I'm working continuously for a very long time, my efficiency tanks. And I want to keep that up. So I do not feel guilty at all taking short breaks. I will go out, grab like a cup of coffee or hot water, whatever, and then come back. So that's what I do.
Wow, great insight here in terms of taking small breaks. So that's amazing. So I'm going to give you this facilitator card. What does it mean? You got 1 point for incredible insight for others in terms of small breaks. I think we all have the habits, right? When we start working, we don't get up every now and then because we get so sucked in what we are doing. And that in the long run is not very productive. So that's a great strategy for all of us to use. Thanks, Surinder. All right, Dinesh, you're next. Go ahead.
One of the strategies that I use is, I call them as PDCA: plan, do, check, act.
Okay. Plan, do. Hold on. Repeat it now again. Plan, do.
PDCA: plan, do, check, act.
Wow.
Okay.
Plan, do, check, act. Okay.
Yeah. So what I do is every Sunday evening, I make a list of the things that I need to do it during the week. Then That's planning part. Then I divide it into the daily tasks that I need to do it. So I know this is the activities that I need to do during this week, including dropping my son to school, picking up the medicine for my wife, or whatever that I list on each and every activity, and then I separate it on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Every morning, then I look at what Surinder said, the same thing too. I look at the things that I need to do it on that day. Now, the Sunday list was 50 tasks. Monday is 7 or 8 of them too. So plan and now do it. Now that I need to do those 8 tasks during the day of the Monday. On Monday evening, I check mark out of the 8 that I needed to do, was I able to complete all the 8? 99% of the time, I'm never able to do all the 8.
It's all
It is
with all of us like that. No worries.
so it is either 6 or 7 that I'm able to do it. So you're checking it.
Mm-hmm. So what
Then
does
is
that checking does to you? What does that checking does to
so
you?
so the checking does 2 things to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is telling me that, hey, the things which were priorities to me, I was able to do it. And the things which were routine, personality wise, I kind of pushed it to the next phase. So, urgent and important, urgent, those categories that I have it there too. There's other part, I run some operations in India. Okay. So for me to manage my India operation, as Surinder said, I can only manage India operation because of the time difference early in the morning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock or so.
Mm.
So I manage India operations in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I manage my Canada operations during the day. And I agree with what Surinder said, is taking a short breaks. In the lunchtime, I just go out for an hour, spend times in the park, go for a walk, go for juggling and all that kind of stuff too. So there are many strategies that I use it to optimize. One of the things people say, कि and I'm use this Hindi word, लोग कहते हैं कि मेरे पास ना वक्त नहीं है यार, वक्त नहीं है, and I said मेरे पास इतना वक्त होता है
You know
नरेंद्र
what?
मोदी जी के नरेंद्र मोदी जी के बाद भी 24 घंटे हैं, बाराक ओबामा के पास भी 24 घंटे हैं, मेरे पास भी 24 घंटे हैं. तो हाउ कम बाराक ओबामा is able to do so much, नरेंद्र मोदी is able to do so much, and why am I not able to do it?
Wow.
Prioritizing.
Dinesh, I have to first of all congratulate you on what you're doing. And I don't think we ever met. We'll love to know more about you. But having said that, the PDCA, great new idea. I'm going to give you a facilitator card here. You got 1 point. You keep tracking your points, guys. And don't forget about the pair points. Pair points. No, nobody's allowed to give the pair points right now just because I reminded. Don't Girish was okay. Where is my pair point card? I'm gonna give it to someone. So, but I'm gonna keep on reminding you because if
No,
you don't,
I wanted to give it to Dinesh, but I didn't know if I had to wait for everybody to go first.
no,
and
go
then-
ahead, give it to me. I was just kidding. I was just kidding. If anybody liked Dinesh idea, I liked as a facilitator, and I gave 1 point. So that is great. Dinesh, where are you from? I know you said India operations you manage. You're local here?
I am the co-chair for the Toronto chapter of Punjabi Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. So you're in
And
Toronto area.
I'm a leadership coach myself also. I run an HR consulting company. So when you said John Maxwell, I'm a part of John Maxwell team. I'm a leadership coach myself there too.
So I'm
So
taking the peer card back because he's a leadership coach. He already.
Okay. Oh,
and
that was good.
these days I'm building a relationship with all the different chapters of PCC, because building relationship is my key strength area.
That's the ARR. This is great. Perfect. This was great. All right. I'm going to roll the dice. Who was number 2? Number 2.
Hey.
Oh, it was Monica. Monica, I'm
Yeah.
going to roll the dice for you then. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. What I got here, Monica, for you is organization card. I should put it this way. Organization card. You see that one?
Yeah.
And here is organization card I'm picking up. That's called organization card. And this is on the back end. I can read it if you would like me to.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, you read it.
You can? You want me to read it or you want to read it?
You can read it.
Perfect. First of all, it's a debate card. You see, this is a debate card here. It's a debate card. What it means, instructions here are, there is going to be a statement I'm going to read. And what you would need to do is, you, as the person who rolled the dice, you have the right to debate by saying either I agree or I disagree with the statement. But if you, and you would then pick another person from this group to debate on the negative viewpoint. That person does not have the choice, but you have the choice to say whether you agree or disagree, right? So I'm going to read it. The statement is, it says the theme of the statement is why good intentions aren't good enough. Why good intentions aren't enough. And it says that there's a quote here from Zig Ziglar. If you will first help others get what they want, they will help you get what you want. If you will,
I disagree.
You disagree? Okay. So why do you disagree? You need to explain that.
I think there's a going saying in our generation is I don't owe you anything. So people use people to get what they need and disappear. And just because you help somebody does not mean that they will be there for you. Most likely they will not be there for you. You have to go find somebody else to use for your own purposes. And it's great if you still have loyalty and all that for people. I think that goes a long way, but I don't believe there's much loyalty going around
at the moment. All right, so that's your viewpoint. But now you have to pick another person who had no choice but to say I agree. And you have this I agree and disagree cards. You guys can show it whether you agree with Monica's viewpoint, what Monica said, or you can say, you can just show it. You don't have to say, just show that card where you wrote I agree or disagree with Monica. But Monica, you have to pick another person from this group who has to okay. So Inder is saying I don't agree with Monica, and Aisha is saying I agree. And Dinesh, I couldn't see yours.
I said I don't agree.
Oh, you don't agree. Okay, perfect. There are a couple of people who don't agree. But now, Monica, there is a responsibility on your end to pick another person from this group who would have to take the different viewpoint than yours. Who's that person? Who would you pick?
I guess let's try Dinesh.
Okay, I should not have asked. I should not have asked to show you guys.
Surrender. We'll try surrender.
Okay, surrender.
What about Paul? What does Paul think about it? Paul, do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I mean, I can take the counterpoint from Monica. So, why good intentions are good enough. I think the more you can prove your value to someone else, the more will help you become successful, right? Because, it's all about giving. If we can prove that we can give and add value to the world, then, those intentions will come back to you. It'll show your value. It might not work on an individual basis, but I think in total, it'll come back to you.
I think, Paul, what you just said here is that it's hard to generalize. Yes, there are going to be instances for all of us where we may not get something in return, but there are good enough number of good enough people in this world. Maybe it's all about individual experiences. Thanks, Paul, for sharing your viewpoint. And we need to move on to both. Thanks, by the way, both of you debating on this particular topic. And then I'm going to go, who is number third? I want to make sure we move on here. Number third is Dinesh. Dinesh, I'm going to roll it. Are you ready on your behalf?
Yes.
Perfect. Your Dinesh, here what I get is for you the personal leadership card. Personal leadership card. And I'm going to take this card, which is the personal leadership card. And I can, again, here is the kind of card it is. It's an individual card. What is individual card? Individual card means everybody would write the answer to this question, but only the individual who rolled the dice would be answering that. In this case, only Dinesh would be answering this question, but you all can write or should write. And it's about law of reflection. The law of reflection, which is again from the 15 Invaluable Law of Growth book I showed in that slide as well. It says that learning to pause allows growth to catch up with you. Learning to pause allows growth to catch up with you. And the question here, Dinesh, for you is, Describe how and how often you intentionally stop to reflect on your action and experiences. Describe how and how often you intentionally stop to reflect on your actions and experiences. And I must say that being a leadership coach and listening to your answer, this is going to be an easy question for you. Everybody should write the answer. Go ahead. And I'll give you guys a minute to write that answer for you guys. And wherever you guys are writing, don't throw it into a dustbin after this is done. Come back and read those answers because it will give you the level of awareness. Whatever you are writing, the whole idea is learning from this experience as well, on top of having fun while playing this. So I would encourage whatever you guys are writing, keep it with yourself, whether they're post-it slips or notebook you are carrying right now. And again, describe how and how often you intentionally stop to reflect on your actions and experiences.
So here is what I do
Mhm.
is anything and everything that I do during the day, once I'm done with it too, I take 30 seconds to 2 minutes to reflect on what I did and how I did it. I'll give you just an example right now. I finished a meeting. Toronto, it's around 11:45 at the moment. I finished a meeting at 10:30 and I knew this meeting was going to start at 11 o'clock. My wife was waiting to make beautiful chese parathe. Okay. She was waiting for me to finish up that 10:30 meeting so that I can have the paranthas and then start my another meeting. What I did is उन्हें अच्छे से मूली के परांठे बनाए, दही रखी, सब कुछ रखा। मैंने फटाफट गैबल किया, नहीं मैं भाग रहा हूँ, मेरी 11 बजे दूसरी मीटिंग है। But when I started this meeting, I said, ouch! She put in heart and soul into preparing a breakfast for me, and she was waiting for me to finish at 10:30 so that I could enjoy that Saturday morning ke paranthe. But what I did, I just grabbed them because मेरे को 11 बजे दूसरी मीटिंग में जाना है. I'm being disrespectful to her for all the efforts that she put in there. So what I'm leading towards it, for any actions that I do, it only takes you 30 seconds to a minute. Pause your mind, go back, review your actions.
That is great. That is great. First of all, amazing transparency on your recent experience. One facilitator point for you as well. But yeah, I mean, this is very important, folks. The reflection. If we don't take time to pause, I mean, otherwise, what the heck we are doing? To be honest, I mean, most of the time, I will feel that we already have the things we are chasing for. It's just that we are not taking a step back and kind of thinking about what we got. And a recent experience at the end of the year, reflection exercise, what I do it every year. But this year I took a different approach. And that made me realize there were a couple of things which were missing on my end. And things, my health, my finances, I can better manage both of those things. But having said that, John also says this thing, I mean, I call it quick reflection kit. At the end of the day, if you can spend 5 minutes at the end of the day before you go to bed, if you can spend 5 minutes with you, just 5 minutes or even less, and ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, what worked well today? What worked well today? That's number 1. Number 2, what did not go that well? What did not go that well? And the third is, what can I do differently tomorrow? That's all. Less than 5 minutes and you would get the answer. You can review your day in your head, less than 5 minutes, and that will set you up for success for next day. Because if you don't know what didn't go well and you don't know how to change the things, it's going to be hard for the change to bring in. All right, so this is not a teaching lesson. This is a leadership game. So we need to move on. So number 3 is gone. Number 4, who is number 4?
It's me.
Girish.
Girish, are you ready?
Okay. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna roll the dice for you. All right, so it is the follower card, what I'm seeing here, Girish, for you. You see that? and I'm gonna
Mhm.
pick from my pile on the table. And all these cards, there are like 10, I think there are 10 cards in each categories are sitting with me. There are around 50 plus cards here. So that's the follower card. And it says discussion on the left-hand side, say discussion. What does it mean? We can openly discuss this card based off the question. It's not like one person. And it says a person of influence enlarges others. This is from the book I was showing, Becoming a Person of Influence. A person of influence enlarges others. And if say, now the question here is, if several people in your organization improve themselves, even slightly, the quality of your whole organization increases. That's the thing. If several people in your organization improve themselves, even slightly, the overall quality of your whole organization increases. Now, the question is, what are two new things we could implement or you could implement? Because when I'm playing with this a team, say, for example, Girish has a team of 8 people. I'm asking this question to the team. What are the two new things we could implement immediately to add value to the people in our organization? So in this case, now, since we are playing in a way that all of you are from different places, you can think in your head, what are the two things that you could implement immediately to add value to the people in your team, whether you're working and leading a team there, whether you're owning a business or whatever you're doing, or whether if you're not leading a team, you're co-workers. So what are the two new things you could implement immediately to add value to the people in your organization? Anybody would like to answer this or think about it? And before do you answer?
Well, for me, like I'm a school psychologist and I feel like what I do is enough. Like I don't have any issues at my job, but like let's say I was an attorney, I would probably need to be more connected. Like if I was a prosecutor, I would probably need to be more connected to the community. I probably need to feel more for people of color because um, blacks and browns are unfairly targeted compared to whites, and I would probably have to bring my life experience to my job. And I would say like that would be, like if I was a defense attorney or a prosecutor, kind of have to not kind of go by, like the systematic racism that's in there and kind of improve, kind of be more influential in terms of being more just, fair. If I was a conservatorship lawyer, I would definitely have to do things differently, like in terms of, the system is very flawed. They give outsiders, keys and access
So
to your income, your finances, and all. So, I mean, I would definitely want to have a say in the system and, you know, um, like definitely do away with guardianship abuse, have people vetted if they're going to take on the role of guardianship. These people are selling, but they're selling estates and using money for themselves. So there's a lot of corrupt stuff going on in the court. So I kind of want to be involved in that kind of a thing. Improve.
yeah, thanks, Monica. But anyone would like to add on to Monica or kind of any viewpoint? And Monica, also for you, for your organization, I mean, yes, you gave examples of, other, if you were this, right? What would you like to do in your role? I would suspect that none of us in this world have an ideal space where we are working. There is always room for improvement. So the idea is, what would you do in your current life, wherever you work, to make your life more effective? Dinesh, you were raising your hand. Go ahead. Ganesh, I'll come to you in a second. Yeah. Dinesh.
So one of the things that I do, which I use a philosophy called connect and engage. To connect and engage philosophy is, I have worked all my life in the manufacturing facilities. In manufacturing facilities, there is a 3-shift operation that happens, 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. I'm the head of the HR there too. So one thing that I do at 6:45 in the morning, I go and stand near the punch clock. So what happens is the shift which is coming in, they see me. I'm the HR guy. I connect with them. Hey, welcome, good morning. There's any challenge, anything, and all that stuff too. And the shift which is going, hey, if you have any question, comment, and all that stuff, to call me. Here is my number, and I do the same thing at 3 o'clock when so the day shift which is leaving and the afternoon shift which is coming. Connect and engage. So that's first part, and that relates to the second part is visibility. Your visibility is very important in one of the whatever you want to do that to. And I say this in a Punjabi. I hope everybody understands Punjabi here too. And I use this in Punjabi. It says, "Jo dikhta hai, wahi bikta hai."
Haha, I've heard of that before.
That's Hindi.
Jo
That's
Yes.
Hindi, Dinesh.
जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. So your visibility is your key. Whatever you want to do, that become visible.
Yeah. So that's great. I mean, jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai, but that's Hindi. Okay, perfect. Girish, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just trying to say, we should, as you look back in your week, like try to celebrate the smaller success with the team and with you, because often we aim for bigger goal, right? Like, and we try to look back and see the smaller things we accomplish, we overlook it. Like we are always looking to get to the bigger goal, and that is not easy to get to always, right? So unless we take the time to celebrate the smaller things, like it could be just getting a client meeting, for example, then you are setting yourself for misery. So I've been trying to do that also with my tiny team to see if
Perfect.
we can try to.
I'm going to give you this one.
Oh.
Wonderful action step. All right, you got a peer card from Surinder as well. 2 points from Surinder, 1 point from me. Aisha, you are smiling. What do you have to add on?
I was gonna say that the two things that I can think of, right, is feedback, asking for feedback and giving feedback, right, to add value to somebody that you're working on a daily basis, or even it's on a project level, whatever level, right? Because often we come back from a meeting and either we are like very upset about something or we are happy about something, but to share that, to give that feedback back, I think it really helps for the person to either take an action or in a positive way, right, in a constructive way, not more like complaints. So I think that really helps. And the second thing personally, I think, is that we have to be comfortable reaching out of our comfort zone, because often we work with people that we are comfortable with, we share things with people we are comfortable with, but often like to go out to somebody else and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or even like asking for feedback to somebody that may not be in your comfort zone and you know that it's not going to come out in the right way. But still like going out and doing that, I think that kind of helps you grow personally and develop as well professionally.
Perfect. Awesome edification to Mr. Kartha. So 1 point from my end. All right, Sunita, you have your hand raised. Go
Yes,
ahead.
so I just wanted to say that, I agree wholeheartedly with what Aisha said about feedback. And this was something that I learned somewhere else as well. It's called the feedback loop, right? So this was this boss. She would call each of her employee almost, every day for just like a 2-minute, 3-minute feedback loop where she would praise her for something that she did. And then, she would say, what is the thing that needs improvement? And then, sandwich it into positive things and sandwich the things that need to be improved. And also giving the option to the employee to come in and say, okay, here is something that I'm facing. So it was kind of like a feedback loop that they used. And I think that's really great. And what Dinesh said about connect and engage. So the two things that I am thinking coming out of this discussion is that my team is spread out like everywhere, like in India, everywhere. What I think we lack is that we don't ever meet together. We don't have like an office meeting or something. So what I'm thinking is that what I want to do is start a virtual holiday party or a theme party where everybody can come in together And so I think that is one thing that definitely I feel that I would like to do.
All right. Can we hold you accountable, Surinder, to do that?
Yes, I will do that.
All right. So that's your action step then.
Yes.
I'll give you 1 point and
Yes.
drop me an email a month down the road or whenever that I did that. So
Okay,
that's
sure.
what
And I'll
that's what
share
I
the
got to-
pictures also.
There you go. Perfect. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Number 5. Who is number 5? All right, Aisha. I'm gonna roll the dice on your behalf and I'll let you know what we get. All right. So what are we getting here is a leader card. You see this one?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna pick a leader card from a pile here. That's a leader card. And I'm gonna look at there on this side. I'm gonna see what it is about. It's pair card. What is pair card now? Pair card is I'm gonna send you guys to how many people are we here? 6, right? Which is perfect. We are even. So I'm gonna send you to 3 groups, and you're gonna have your partner there, and you're gonna discuss this question with you guys. And when you come back, each person you pick up one among between 2 of you guys who's gonna speak on your group behalf, and we'll discuss with the rest of the folks, right? So it's a pair card, and it is about today's growth gives me potential. So Earl Nightingale says that if a person will spend 1 hour a day on the same subject for 5 years, that person will be an expert on that subject. If a person will spend 1 hour a day on the same subject for 5 years, that person will be an expert on that subject, right? So now the question to you guys is, what are you becoming an expert in? What are you becoming an expert in? So I'm gonna start hopefully I always mess up on this one, but hopefully breakout rooms will work and they will behave, and you guys will be randomly picked up. I'm not gonna pick the partners. So discuss this with you folks between 2 of you, and you'll be back in a 2 to 3 minutes. Create 3 rooms. Assign automatically. Here you go. Open all rooms. So you guys are gonna start going there. I'll close it in 2 to 3 minutes, around 2 minutes. Right. So people are coming back.
It was very short time.
Yeah, it was.
It was short time, but here
And
is
this-
the good news. And it's not my fault at all. It's not AI or anything. Google, I'm saying, the Zoom picked up spouses and the siblings automatically. So you guys can
Oh
hold
my God.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Yeah.
So
So
guys
we
can
will
hold
become
yourself
experts in
accountable.
parenting. Because
So
we
you
yell
guys
at the
can-
kids 5 minutes a day.
I mean, this is an automatic thing. Now you guys have to hold yourselves accountable. All right. So from Surinder and Dinesh group, who is going first? Who would like to?
Dinesh can go.
Yeah.
So I would say one of the things that I am learning, and this is all my part of learning for the last 5 years that I'm doing it, is helping people succeed. Like you are doing it here, Mukesh, is one of the things that I tell everybody has a potential. बट कई बार हो कहता ना कि सारे हीरे होते हैं लेकिन हीरों को थोड़ी सी तराशने की जरूरत होती है and that tarashna is what we guys as leadership coach does, that helping people get the best out of them there to कि ये तुम्हारे अंदर अच्छाई है, ये तुम्हारे अंदर अच्छाई है. तो that's what I've been practicing it. I don't know how far I am, but I believe on a life learning theory, and that's where I'm heading it to.
Perfect.
But Surinder is expert. So I let Surinder speak also. She's expert on many things. So Surinder ji, what do you?
What I've done for more than 1 hour a day for the past 13 years is about in helping and inspiring children to read books, young children to have a passion for reading, and that's what I do. I spend time learning about what are the best ways of helping them read, how they can do it using digital apps or otherwise, just to make them read more. So I think that is what I'm becoming an expert at. I don't know if you're looking for another answer, but that's, I think, my expertise, that I know what the best ways to help kids read. That's it.
Yeah. Perfect. Maybe I'll give you guys collectively and fabulous encourager facilitator cards. You guys can do it. All right. Marvaz, right? Who would you like to go first?
Monica can go first. I think we had very different kind of things, but
And Paul and Monica are not husband and wife, they're siblings.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so during the pandemic, I did a lot of investigation over people who were committed to mental facilities against their will, people who were taken from the streets and put into rehab, like virtual reality experimental programs, and were died because nobody cared for them. They were prostitutes and stuff like that. And basically the courts had assigned their medical rights to somebody else. And these people were doing experimental programs and putting them in facilities. So I guess I kind of became an expert on the Baker Act and 5150 California holds, where people got paid to basically put these people and lock them away where they didn't have their phone, they couldn't have access to their music, and they basically took insurance money and they got kickbacks. So that's basically what I kind of learned a lot about, and that they're violating constitutional rights of citizens, and it's okay because it's done through the courts. So yeah, so that's what
Okay.
that's my
Paul,
expertise.
thanks, Monica. Paul, anything to add from your end?
Yeah, I think, what I was trying to, spend some time to become an expert on is more investment planning, spending some time to figure out the optimal mix of investments that might meet your goals and objectives, with your risk tolerance. So it's just a matter of studying new technologies, studying new markets, studying different classes real estate or stocks, bonds, art, or wine. And I think just become an expert in that will kind of help you plan for the future. It'll kind of be interesting to see where the great opportunities are. So I thought that would be something I would like to.
That's great.
become.
That's great. Maybe I need to connect with you, Paul. This is something I need to do as well. Do better in my
Yeah,
finances.
we all need to do.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Paul. And Girish and Aisha, how about you guys?
other than becoming better. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, learn personally, like the LLM stuff that's happening now. Little bit time trying to figure out how to use it. But I think more than that, what I've been learning is how to collaborate better with the team and try to find people's strength to use for me, because that's something I haven't done before because I was more a technical person. And then working with people, like people bring in different strengths. So how to use that strength for your organization, that's
How
something
do you
I'm
find
learning.
their strengths, Girish?
It's what they are good at. I mean, try to fit your work around it, give them more to lead that part of the project rather than
Now,
me
how do you
picking.
find those strengths? How do you know that person is XYZ is good in this versus this?
Uh, I'm learning through it. I don't have a right answer.
You know that there
Observation.
are tools available. There are tools available to
Okay.
find that. We can talk it offline as well because I'm also a DISC consultant as well, which is a strength finding or personality styles and all.
That
We can
would be
take it offline.
awesome. It's
Yep,
something.
yep,
Yeah.
perfect. All right, Aisha, on your end.
This may sound silly, but I'm trying to like be more social and active in the community, because my personality is very introvert. So it's like an intentional thing for me to be social, like even if it's in the neighborhood, right? Just kind of being intentional of reaching out to people and connecting at even at work, right? Because that's what's gonna open more doors for me, and I'm growing professionally as well. And in terms of being active, that I'm looking for like more volunteering work at work, and even like here, like helping, kids out in their school or whatever. So I'm looking for those opportunities every day where I can go be a part of the community. So that's what
Just
I'm
yeah,
on.
just a quick pep talk to you before we move on. Being an introvert would not limit you to be successful and connect. I've seen many
Right.
introvert people. That is not a limitation. Perhaps it could be a strength. It is very well a strength as well.
Yeah. I hear many TED Talks and I read a lot of articles about it, and I think that's one of the things that motivates me, that I don't have to be this way, right? I can use that as my strength to do something. So
Perfect. And I
yeah.
think this could be a useful resource for you to read if that is something you would like to kind of growing part of you, if that helps. There are so many other resources we have, but this is 15 Laws of Growth is amazing for growth. All right, Surinder, you have something to say before we move
Yes,
on?
before Dinesh leaves at 12:15, can we all smile at the camera and we can take like a screenshot so that we can.
Perfect. Here you go. Surinder,
Ready?
you're gonna take it?
1, 2, 3.
Surendraji, post it on the social media, tag me, and I will then circulate it also. I just took the picture and put it in PCC Global Chair WhatsApp group saying, what a wonderful session organized by the Philadelphia chapter.
Great. Thank you,
Yes,
folks.
I will do that. And thank you for being here. And it was nice meeting you. We'll definitely connect.
Yeah, perfect.
So make sure you cherish those parathas after this meeting, Dinesh.
And you
So-
made me hungry, muli parathas.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say I'm hungry now.
I know the puri chane is being made, right? I can smell it from my kitchen. So after this, the puri chanes are gonna be there after a while. So
Before I leave, I'm going to tell you this thing. Gary Pasricha was the founder of PCC. He says, whenever I come to Toronto, the only thing that I'm looking for is chole bhature or puri chane, because Toronto is famous for that too.
The
Yeah.
food in Toronto is amazing. The Indian food.
So we at Toronto chapter are organizing our gala on 25th or 24th of February, and we have close to 250 people. अभी तो gala को 3 हफ्ते पड़े हैं, 250 people already signed up. कि बोला पंजाबियों का इवेंट है यार, जाएंगे नहीं क्या? ऐसा कभी हो सकता है क्या?
And that too in Toronto area.
That too in Toronto area.
We love
And
it.
yes, I got to go. I have another meeting to go to, but such a pleasure meeting you all.
Yep.
Same
Dinesh,
here.
likewise,
Likewise.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you,
Yep.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. All right. So we're going to continue here. Good thing is the pair card is done. Even if you're five, we should be okay. Or if another pair card comes in, I'll join one of you guys. All right. So, all right. So who was that? Was number five? Five, right? Who is number six?
Hi.
All right, Paul. Number six. Are you ready?
Yep.
Perfect. Number six is this organizational card. You see this one?
Mhm.
Organizational card. I'm going to pick this organizational card here for you. And see, again, if you're doing it in the room, you are rolling the dice, you are picking the card, you are reading it. If we were in the room. So this is, again, a sticky note card. It's a sticky note. And it said, don't manage your time, manage your life. Right? Don't manage your time, manage your life. And now the question is, sticky note means everybody's going to write an answer for themselves. And what are the two habits or priorities that should be changed now in order to achieve the results you want 1 to 2 years from now? What are the two habits or priorities that should be changed now in order to achieve the results you want 1 to 2 years from now? All right, 1 minute. I'm going to put the timer there. And then, Paul, you're going to speak because it's just sticking on. Everybody can write the answers though. All right, so time is up. Paul?
Okay. Yes. So I think there's probably a lot, that can change. But I'll give you a couple. I would say try to minimize procrastination. Like always, every day, just work to your goal. Like if it's to read a book, at least read 1 page a day. The minimum, to make sure that there's some momentum, that you're going towards that. So try not to put things off, try to, tackle them, front. The other thing is to build a healthy lifestyle that kind of facilitates, reaching your goals. So for instance, don't sleep late, often, eat well, so that you feel refreshed, you have a lot of energy, you feel kind of enthusiastic and motivated to reach your goals. So I think that between procrastination and, healthy lifestyle, I think those are the two things, work on to reach your goals.
Paul, yours and my goal seems to be same. We should connect online and hold each other accountable.
I think
That'd be
mine
great.
too. Mine too.
Mine too.
Same.
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right. Since it was a sticky note card, I'm going to move on to the next one. The next one goes back to number one again, which is Surinder. Surinder, we're getting close to 12:15. Maybe this is going to be our last card. Let's do this one, and then we'll wrap up as well, because there are a few other things I want to do, which is going to be so many different points you're going to earn in the next 5 minutes or so. I'm rolling it for you. All right, so that is the personal leadership card. Personal leadership card, and I'm picking up from that pile, and it's a sticky note card again. Sticky note. You see this sign, and again, we all are going to write this, and it says, "Get in the zone and stay there." Get in the zone and stay there. The question is, list 5 things you do well. List 5 things you do well. And I'm going to start the timer on. What are the 5 things that you do well? All right, so we're done. All right, so whose card was this? Is Surinder's card. So Surinder will speak to it, and anybody else, maybe since this is the last card we played, I'm gonna pick another person or so. Or Surinder, what are the 5 things you do well?
So this is what I think I do well. I don't know.
Yeah.
The 5 things that I've noted is connect well with people, and I think and I create. I'm a thinker. So I'm an introvert, like Aisha said, but that doesn't mean that you lack anything. Introverts are more thinkers. They speak less and they think more, which is why I think they achieve more as well in life. And strategy, I think I'm good at building a strategy, and I'm good at prioritizing things. I will do things, which are important to me first, and I know how to prioritize them. And then the last thing I've written is write. I write well, and I love to write. I've written some children's books, and I love. I think that's what I think I do well. But
Perfect. Surinder, I must say that if anything that surprised me was the introvert part. Everything else, I thought, you were, I kind of was aware of you, but
yeah,
I never.
so nobody believes, like, if I talk to I've people who I've talked to, like Aisha, if someone has talked to me, they won't think I'm an introvert. They'll be shocked.
Yeah.
But actually I am. I don't like mindless talking to people. I like to
Right.
connect in a deep manner, right? I think that's what introverts are. They don't like shallow, hello,
Yeah.
hi, this and that, but
Yeah.
they want to make deeper connections. I think there's nothing wrong with it.
I can completely relate to that.
Yeah.
People, I get surprised when I tell them I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
Even in the role I am in right now, what I'm doing, it would be hard for you guys to believe I am an introvert person by nature as well.
Yep.
So yeah, I couldn't disagree. All right, perfect. So this is it in terms of card. But here is what we're gonna do. Now, what we call is a gold card palooza. Gold card palooza. This is what I keep the best saved for the rest. There are 3 points each. What I'm gonna do is, whenever it is a different settings, but we'll make it work here, right? I'm gonna read. I'm gonna pick a person. I'm gonna give the particular gold card to someone, or I'm gonna pick a person to give this gold card to someone based on what they think. And number 1 is this gold card is again 3 points. All of these gold cards are 3 points each. We're gonna just give it away as we close. Number 1 is a person of influence enlarges people. Give this gold card to the person who acts the most as a mentor to you. Give the gold card to the person who acts the most as a mentor to you. Anybody would like to pick someone on this, in this setup, in this team? Anybody would like to give this gold card to someone who is acting as a mentor to you, or who acts the most as a mentor?
Can we give it to you, Mukesh?
No, this is just a session, but from your relationship, right? I mean, when you're working as a team, so most of these are the Philly PCC committee as well, right? So anybody you guys can think who someone is mentor. I mean, again, doesn't have to pick anyone. If you guys think, I mean, I would say, if I have to give it to, I'll give it to Surinder. The reason being, she is.
I agree. I
Yeah.
second
I'm
that.
the
I was gonna
oldest
say-
lady.
No,
So
you
that's okay.
keep
Let's move on.
the
Number 2.
team together. Yes.
Yeah. Number 2, the law of addition. Leaders add value by serving others. Give this gold card to the person who best displays servant leadership. Who is that?
So let's go to
No. I think
Surinder,
servant
3 points,
leadership
another 3 points. So
is
you got 6
Aisha.
points. All right, so we have enough to give it to everyone. We'll make sure everybody gets one. The law of design. To maximize growth, develop strategies. Give this gold card to the person with the best eye for detail, quality, and processes. I will give it to Girish. The reason being, he's our finance guy. Finance, right?
No.
For the eye for the detail, quality, and processes for PCC.
Oh,
Here you go. The
I
law of
lost money.
speed.
I'm just kidding.
Good management of bad experiences leads to great growth. Give this gold card to the person who learns the most from their mistakes. Who is the one? I can't give it to you because I haven't interacted much with you guys.
Monica
Monica gets the
learned
gold
most from her
card.
mistakes, I think.
All
She's
right.
a psychologist, so she better learn the most.
Perfect. All right. Another one. A person of influence empowers others. Give this gold card to the person at the table who is able to put the spotlight on others. I think Girish just put the spotlight on Surinder, so I'll give it to Girish. So,
I got to.
all right.
That's
The
right.
law of sacrifice. A leader must give up to go up. Give this gold card to the participant who is most willing to take the risk. I'll give it to Aisha because she's willing to come out of her comfort zone, being a introvert, to go to the community and do her part and connect with people. Aisha, you got it. 3 points. All right, the law of connection. Leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. Give this gold card to the best person. Give this gold card to the best people person at the table. People person at the table. All right, who this goes to? I think Surinder, it's you. I need to give it to you.
Agree.
All right. All right. I mean, this is again, you guys can give it to when we are playing as a team.
Yeah, I think this
This
will
is
be more
also
fun with in
motivating.
person. Yeah.
Exactly, inspiring and motivating the team and helping build the connection among the team members, because they have worked with each other forever, but they never sometimes would know each other. This is the opportunity to appreciate each other. All right, another one. Today's commitment gives me tenacity. Give this gold card to the person who inspires you by their productivity and work ethic. Maybe this goes to Monica. I think she is committed to with her book club with the PCC for a long time. All right. So last one, but not the least. How do I resolve conflict and lead challenging people? Who did not get the gold card yet? Paul, you got one.
Paul.
Oh,
All right. Give this gold
Oh, he
card to
should
the
get this
person.
one, yeah.
Thank you.
Give this gold card to the person who is best at resolving conflict among team members. This goes to Paul.
This goes to
Thank you.
Paul, definitely.
All right. So these were the gold cards. All right. So the only card which we did not use, and we're wrapping it up, that's called the trigger card. Trigger card. We call it a trigger card. It's more like an action items, what you will take out of this. And we don't, think about this. You guys are not going to answer this. Trigger. The first one is, maybe I'll read A or 2 or 3 rather than going into all. What strikes you as the most impressive thing that has been discussed so far, and why? Whatever we learned today, what was the most impressive thing? Think about it, and how would it help you being a better version of yourself? Okay, number 2 is, how has this exercise affected your thoughts on leadership? Be it personal leadership, be it self-leadership, or leading others. Because these are the things we want to, when we do it in an organizational setting, we want them to think about it at the end, so that they can act. Because we all know a lot. Unless we implement from what we learned, that doesn't mean anything. Number 3, what is the first topic that needs to be addressed following this exercise? As a team, when you're doing this, then you will brainstorm. We will do it. I will do it with them. What is the thing you need to address as a team so that your organization, your team and organization can excel in the future? Because that's why. Other one is, what do you view differently after playing this game? Because many a time I would say, hey, this is the area we were not paying attention. Like Surinder said, that virtual networking or coffee chats or lunches or whatnot. Trigger. Another one, what can you do today to achieve one of our objectives? When I say our objective, is team's objective. When the team of 8 people, 6 people, 12 people play on a table, then we brainstorm on the ideas, what we can do today to achieve our team's objective. Okay, maybe another one. What has been addressed in this exercise that needs to be revisited? Again, we're not going to cover everything, so we can think of that, what needs to be revisited. Which party, this is not funny one, but which participant said something you did not expect, and explain why? Because in a team, sometimes what happens is we think that we know each other, but certain things, like today, I said, Surinder, I didn't know about you that you were an introvert. And I wasn't expecting that, because with my limited interactions with Surinder, I always thought Surinder is the most extrovert person on this planet. so what question has not been asked that needs to be addressed? That's another question the team would answer. Last, expound on any topic that has been discussed thus far. So these are the kind of certain questions the teams can kind of really think about for them to be more efficient and all. So yeah, I think this is pretty much it. And what is the best part of this? Who got the maximum number of points?
I was not even counting. I only got
yeah.
2 points from the game, but the gold I didn't count. But
Here you go.
one thing I think is that we should definitely do it in person, schedule it. And one thing that I thought was that many times we just moved on to the next card. But I think we should, like, because it's a small group, we should have heard from everyone, and that kind of gives an ability, rather than doing a lot of different topics. I think we should just stick to one or two, and then everybody's input we should discuss and debate more. I think that is something that I felt
So
we could do
that's
better.
exactly, Surinder, how it happens. So by discovery meetings, we have 50 plus cards here. What I will do is I will meet with the leader of the team and the CEO of the company, leader of the department. What are the pain points? What are the pain points for your team? Because it is ultimately to help the teams do better. So he or she would have the pain points. I'll set up the game in such a way that there are selected topics which we discuss at length.
Okay, got it.
So
Got it.
that's one thing. I'm sharing few things which some of you guys may have noticed. Other thing is nobody cares about points. How many of you guys you track your point? No one. But if I tell you in the beginning that it's even if you call it a game, the idea is it's a game. It's a fun thing as well, team building as well. But idea is not to on the point. Nobody cares at the end. Nobody as of today, any session I did where we kind of say everybody had the points. Nobody was keeping track of that because everybody got into it as kind of they were talking about this. So yeah, I mean, not all the cards we play. We cannot play 50 cards. And also, when we do with the corporates, it's not for 1 hour. That goes 2 hours or even more.
I'm sure.
So with the breaks as well. So the whole idea is identify the challenges. So having said that, thank you very much again for
Thank you for leading us, Mukesh, and doing it in a complimentary fashion. We did, but I think in person next time, if we ever host it again, we will keep it a ticketed event.
Yeah. So one thing I would do is just to quickly share with you guys before we leave. I know, Surinder, we were talking before we jumped onto this call. I just wanted to highlight this is what what you saw today is the leadership game. Here, you see this leadership game highlighted. You guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is just one thing in our portfolio. We have different things like if anybody could be interested in one-on-one coaching or group coaching in 5 areas we call masterminds, and there are speaking engagements. We have the Girish, this is what I was talking about, behavior assessment, about strength assessment. We can take it offline. Even students assessments we have. So these are, again, I won't go into detail. I just wanted to highlight our portfolio. I mean, there are other things, but these are the key things we do. More importantly, what is coming next in the month of February? I was talking to Surinder before everybody jumped in. This is my dream project where, we are going to have a complimentary monthly call. Anybody would like to join this? This is what we call, we're calling it self-leadership, because at the end of the day, it's all about you. If we can't lead ourselves, we can't lead others. And the toughest person to lead is yourself. And that is well known. And that's a series. I will share the link with you guys if you guys would like to jump onto the call. You could come every month, or you could just come whenever you guys have time. It's a complimentary again. Another thing which is I'm very excited about, which is coming, is it is starting on February 24th, 3 weeks time. This is a mastermind, which is around 8 to 10 people in a Zoom meeting, like-minded professionals, where its idea is extracting the collective knowledge of the group. In this particular case, we are using this curriculum, 15 Laws of Growth. It's an 8-week masterminds, 1.5 hour every Saturday morning, 9 to 10:30. Again, if that is something, if you know someone who could be interested who want to equip themselves in different areas of life, be it personal growth, professional growth, leadership growth, spiritual growth, or every type of growth, because the fundamentals, what we touch in that applies to everything. So yeah, these are the upcoming activities. I might share some of these with you guys, or maybe in the group if anybody would be interested. But I thought since we were talking here, I'll share it with you guys. But that's it. Pretty much 12:30.
Thank you.
Pretty much 12:30.
It was fun. Yeah.
Thanks, Prash.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.